Unmute, and talking. And hello. How are you doing, Mama?
Okay. You gonna share your screen?
Oh, I should share my screen. That would help. Share, and better text readability. Alright, I've only done this, 16,000 times now?
Woohoo,
Quite a
happy to
few.
see.
I think I remember all of the steps, but, this is it. Yeah. What all have you been up to?
Since Saturday? Nothing?
Hmm, not much. I haven't done a whole lot either. Yeah, just mostly job searching stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to get somewhere with that. And unfortunately, hasn't really gotten anywhere, but one day. So, to get off of that topic, let's hop over to some Sudoku puzzles. Today, we're going to start with a puzzle. Start recording. There we go. Today, we're going to start with the puzzle Treasure Map by Biscuit. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits separated by an X, sum to 10. Digits separated by a V, sum to 5. All such possible XV pairs are given. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in the attached circle. Adjacent digits along an orange line, 3 separate orange lines cross each other, have a difference of at least 4. Box borders separate the blue line into sections with an equal sum. Right. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we know that this is 5, so
No.
this goes
No.
5s.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. And this one's 679. We know that that this is 5, and it's on the arrow, so this goes up to 4, and we've got 679.
There's a whole bunch of more V's.
Oh, this is the sum of those two, so this can't be a 9, and that can't be a 1, which means that's not a 4. But this is 79, and this goes with. Now, those can't, well, clearly they can't sum to 5, because if those two sum to 5, then these two would be the same digit.
Okay, the circle in box 7.
Yeah.
Does that arrow go up and through the V?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't tell. It looked like it, but
Yeah, it's pretty obscured. There might be draw arrows above lines. I had to refresh the whole thing. And
that's
it
all
looks
right.
like that. I think there was a puzzle where we needed that turned off, I think.
Yeah, because it hid part of it.
Yeah. Now, what about this circle right here? Because it's on this Dutch Whisper line. So this one's low, this one's high, this one's low, this one could be high, and then this one would be low, except that this has to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because it's got 4 low digits already. So low, high, low, high, low. But that's not going to work out
Well, the circle in box 6 has to be a minimum 6. Because it can't be 3. Because if it was 3, that would be 1, 2, 3, and that's a 4, which would leave cell 7 in that box with nothing to be. And it can't be 5, because if it was 5, it would have to be the same as the other half of the V. So 6 is going to be the minimum for that circle.
So since this, because with that logic, that's going to make this a 9, isn't it? Because this can't be a 9. Yeah, this has to be a 5.
Right.
A 9.
And now the tip of that arrow can't be a 4.
Right. This isn't a 9, so this can't be 8 anymore. And this one can't be 3.
Okay, since that's now a 6, 7 in cell 9 of box 5.
Right. The
There's
2 goes away. And the 3 and the 4 over here should have already gone away. Unless I missed some.
No, that looks right.
Oh, well, this can't be a 1 because it would be next to a 9, and all of the 10s are given.
Right. All right. Looking at row 6, it's 1, 2, 3 or 4, 6 or 7, 1, 2.
Yeah.
So if it's 1, if we start with 1, it's 1, 4, 6, 2, which is 8. If we start with 2, it's 2, 3, 7, 1, which is 8. So that circle in box 9 is 8. Unless I didn't add right.
1, 4, 6, 2 is 6 and 2 is 8, and 2 would make that a 1, would be a 3 and a 7, and 7 and 1 are 8, so yeah, that sounds right. And
Oh,
this
6 and
is
6 or 7, so that's, it can't be 5.
5, 6, it has to be a 6, paired with a 1 or 7.
Well, it could be 4 with, a minute, if
Because
it's
of the
6,
equal sum line.
right.
Well, if the 6 can't went away, this has to be 2, 7 now. This can't be a 2, because that would break that.
In box 6, you can place the 4 and the 8. Because 4 can't go next to 6.
Right.
Oh, and we know the equal sum line, though, the single is 7s.
There you go. that's 5, 6, 8. And what? 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. And this has to be at least 6, but it's not 7 or 9. And we actually know that this is 6, 8, and 7, I think, was the remaining digit.
Yeah, in box 5.
Yeah.
The top, box 5. The top of the yellow line, orange line, whatever they're calling it, that has to be a 5 because it follows a 9.
Right. And then that's a 1 and a 4. Unfortunately, it doesn't help with those, but 5, 9, and 4. 1 has to be 5 or 9 here.
And box 5 going up and right from the 4 can't go to 6. It's got to be 8.
Yep. So this has to be 1 or 4.
A 3.
It can't be a 1.
Oh, it can't be a 3. Oh, yeah, it's a 4.
This is 1 through 5. Not a 2. Because if it's a 9, it could be as big as 5. If it's a 5, it's forced to be... I guess it could be a 9. Because a 5 could be half 1 or 9 on either side of it.
Right.
7 has to be one of these two, and it's not the top one. There. 5 and 7 is out. 6, 9, 4 is missing here. 3 and 4, 1, 1, and 8.
3 can't go next to 7.
Right. 6.
And the 3's next to the other 7s in the corners can't.
And 6 can't be next to 4, so that places 1 at 3.
Oh, and 3 can't be next to 2 either. Oh.
And I did forget that the about 5s also being fixed. But I don't think we have a problem here-ish. So, this one, 2, 3. Apparently 2's out of all of those, and 3's out of those. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 3, 6, 9. And
9 can't go next to 1 at the top.
Right. And I think there's a problem with any of the others, because 6 would be next to 4, and 3 can't be next to 2 or 7. But that's not a problem in anywhere. Okay.
Right.
But 3, 6, and 9 places 8 and 5 up here. 1 and 7. And 5, no.
6 and 9.
And not seeing a conflict with our negative constraints. Let's do these 3. 2, 4, and 5. That's a 2, 4 pair. So our 2s and 8s are going to be diagonal.
Yeah.
Got 4 options here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 7 are out. 1, 6, 8, 9. And got more options. 5 and after here. Alright. I guess cross here. 5, 7, 6, 4, and 1. Well, 2 has to be one of these, so that automatically makes this a 9. Nine, 8, 4. 4 can't be next to 1 or 6. 9 can't be next to 1. 7 next to 3. 7 to 8. 6 and a 3, 5 pair.
9 can't have a 1 next to it. Yeah.
Exactly. 6, 1. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, because one of these has to be a 3, neither can be a 7.
Right. And 3 can't go next to the 7.
Right.
2 can't go next to 8 between box 2 and 3.
2 takes the 6 out as well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an 8 and a 7. This is 7 already saw that. And can't put a 3 there. And since that's a 6, 8, it has to be 1 or 2 anyway. Can't,
2 can't go next to 8.
Exactly. That makes this a 3 pair. 5, 4, 3, 8, 2, 6, 8, 3, 2, and 9 can't go next to 1. But you can't put 5 next to 5 on the Duchess. So that's this column. 4, 7, 9. This is 1. And I need a 1, a 5, and a 6. And that's the puzzle. That was pretty good. Alright, next puzzle. Central Difference Method. By JMote13. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Adjacent digits separated by a diamond differ by x, where x is the digit in the first cell of the row or column the diamond occupies. Interesting. Well, I guess I want to focus on the runs of 3s, because the most they can differ by is 4. Although, where can I put a 9 in here? It would have to be a row that doesn't include a diamond. 9. This doesn't have a diamond. And this one doesn't have a diamond. But I can't put a 9 here, because it would be between two things, so those would have to be the same. This is 9. And then the same with the columns. This one, and it can't go there again, so this one or that one. I guess multiple possibilities. That one, put a 9 here, or either of those, put a 9 at the top. But I guess that proves that you can't have a difference of 4 in this column, because it would have to go 1, 4, 5. Or excuse me, 1, 5, 9. I said 1, 4, 5. 1, 5, 9. And that would put the 9s in one of those two or one of those two. And that has, and that has. So you couldn't put 9s there anyway. And so that makes this 3 at most. It would be 1, 4, 7. Or 2, 5, 8. Or 3.
Yeah. And below 3 would be a 6.
True. That would make this 2, 4, or 6. Oh, and the difference here is the same. So 2 would put another 4, 4 would put 8, and 6 doesn't work.
Right, so it can't be 3. Now, if that's 1 at the top of column 1, that would follow a 2. 3 would be at the bottom.
Yeah.
So then
4,
those
5,
would either be
6.
4, 5, 6, or 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, 8.
Now, does this have an interesting...
But if you consider there are 2 diamonds in row 6.
Yeah.
So you couldn't have a difference of 8.
Right.
You couldn't have a difference of 7. Well, I guess you could. 1, 8, and 2, 9. And it couldn't be 2 or 3. Because 1, 2, and 3 are already taken.
Yeah. And if you did it, I guess it can never be a 2, because either this is 1 followed by 2, or this is 2. But neither of those could be 2. Can this ever be a 3? That would mean this was a 2. Followed by 4, but since their differences of 2, that would be 3, 5, 7. And those can easily be differences of 3.
Yeah.
One, 2, 4, or 2, 4, 8. We know that both 2 and 4 exist. Okay. Well, since this references its own difference, we know that it cannot be 5 or more. This would be 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, and we know it can't be a 2. And
That's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad in column 1.
that's true. So 3 and 4 come out. 5, 3, 1, or 5, 7, 9.
Well, those last
But it
4
could
are
be
5,
5.
6, 7, 8.
Oh, then, well, there's no difference of 4 here, so this couldn't be a 2 anymore. Because that would be plus 2 plus 4, if that was a 2, but 5 plus 4 is 9, and that's the smallest possible digit. This is a 1, a 2, and a 4. And then 6 and 7 are on here. Can't put an 8 or a 5 in the middle. And this is a 3, a 4, and an 8. Now this can be as big as 7. It's not like 2 or 4. So that would be 5, 3, 2, 1. And it's not a 3, so it can't be a difference of 5. But this cannot be a 6. Because if it was a 6, then that would be a 7, and then it wouldn't have anywhere to go. But it can go 5, 6, 7, 7, 6, 5, or 8, 7, 6. Excuse me. We know that one of these is 8, which is going to make a 1, 9 pair. And I can't put 9 in either of these, so we don't have an 8 in the middle. But it cannot be 2, 3, 4, so 2 comes off of the ends, 3 out of the middle. And these have 2 things in the columns. I don't think that can be. These can't be 8s. digits. 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 5. Now 5 is guaranteed up here. Oh, these are separated by 3, which I think means you get 1, 2, 3. But you can't have a 3 as your smallest digit. So 1 goes to 4, and 2 goes to 5, and then 4 goes to 7, and 5, 8. Those have a difference of 4. 5 or 8? 8 is obviously 1, 9. But 5 just means that 5 can't go on it. Oh, since I couldn't put a 2 in here, and there's already a 2 in box 1, 2 ends up in box 3. It's left over in box 7. 9, 4, and 8 are all out. An 8 would be 1 and 9. This would end up being a 6, which can be 2, 8. And it would have to be 2, 8, because 1 and 9 would already be taken. If this was a 7, then you've got a 5. Be 1, 8, or 2, 9. But 5 has lots of options, so that's not useful, I don't think. Nine has to go on the bottom here. It couldn't go in here or over here. If these sums are fairly large, if I had an 8, then I would have to be 1 and 9, and a 6 is going to have to be 2 and 8. So be 8 followed by 8, 7, 6. Then up here, what can these be? But a 1, 8 and a 2, or excuse 1, 9 and 2, 8 means the biggest difference is 3 and 6, which are a difference of 3.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work for any of those. Because I could make one of them 3, but on the other side it's going to have to be a 5. So that proves that this isn't an 8, right? Because
Right.
if this was an 8, it's 1, 9, and 2, 8. And now 3 and 6 are the biggest possible separation. Is a separation of 3, which...
And you can't do that because it would duplicate the 3 in the column.
Oh yeah, there's that too. Yeah, there's multiple reasons why that doesn't work. But I think that proves this can't be an 8. So that makes this 5, and we go 7 is... Oh, this is the 8. That's not an 8, so this is. So now it goes 6 in the middle, and 5 or 7 on the end.
Right.
Get 8 on the inside here. Two, 4, and 8. Comes another 5. And now 8 has to be over here. It can't go in this box, and it can't go on here, because 8 would have to go on the ends, and there's 2 diamonds in columns. Okay, I already have 1 7. Could I have a second one from one of these two? Well, 1 7 could be 1 8. The other could be 2 9. But again, now the biggest separation is 3 and 6. And I need a 5. That shows that I can't put a 7 up here, right? Because let's say this was a 7, and this was 1 8. Then this was 7, which would, since that's 1 8, that'd have to be 2 9, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm just gonna skip to the bottom digit there, and if in that for column 1, the 5 or 7, if the bottom one is 7,
Yeah.
then that's either 1 8 or 2 9. But then neither one in the top. You can't have a 7 in the top on the right, definitely, because you would have to have, there's 2 diamonds coming down, which would include 2 9 and 1 8.
Yeah.
So those 2 cannot be 7 at the same time.
Okay. And okay, so so if this was a 7, you'd have a 1 8. And if that was
and
a
then
7, then it would break those.
Right. So yeah, in box 4, cell 1 and box 2, cell 1 cannot be 7 at the same time. And boxes.
But I guess we didn't prove that those couldn't be 7 at the same time.
Those could be at the same time because they're in 2 separate boxes. So one of them could be 1 8 and the other 2 9, and then the other 1 8 would be at the bottom. 1 8.
But then, because if this is 7, that's 7, I need a 5 here. But how do I?
Then it would be 7 6 5 at the top, because 5 has to be up there.
Yeah, and I would need a 5 down here as well.
And it would have to go in that center column.
But the biggest separation is 3 and 6, right? Because I can't do 1.
Right.
So I have to do 3, but 3 plus 5 is 8.
Yeah.
So
So
that proves the sevens don't work here and here, and then as well as the other stuff. So this isn't a 7. So now we get a 4 in this part, so that takes a 4 out of there. This is now 3, 4, 5, or 4, 5, 6.
right.
And
All right. Well, can 5? Well, no, because 5 has too many options.
yeah, has 4 options. But a 7 is 1, 8, or 2, 9. And if I have 2 5s, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 1, 8, and so if this is 1, 8, then I can't do 1 and 6, and I can't do 3 and 8. But I could do 2, 4, and 7, or excuse me, 2, 7, and 4, 9. But then this one would have to have a separation of 3, which cannot be 3, 6. Because I'm putting the 5 on the end. So it's going to go down
Right.
to 3.
And the 3 digits you're left with are 3, 5, and 6 in box 5. Because there's a 2, 4 pair and a 7, 9 pair.
Which means that I cannot have a 5 on the end. Or at least if this was 1, 8. So
Oh yeah, because there's also 2, 9.
So if I do 2, 9, then 3, 4, and 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pairs with 4, and 2 pairs with 7. And again, this would have to be a 3, which the smaller digit can be 1 through 5. Or I guess
Well, it can't be 1, 2, or
it would be
3.
max 6. And 1, 2, 3, 6.
7, 4, 5, and 7 are what's left.
But 4 and 7 are 3 apart.
Yeah.
So if I have 2 5s, then the row version is 2, 9. No, the 7 is 2, 9. Okay. Um, these are 2 or 3. 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. but you lose 4, 6, 8, the 2s. And for 3s, 9, 6, 3, you got 1, 2, 3, but you can't go 3, 6, 9, so it would be 1, 2, 4, 5, and then 7, 8. Now with the 5 here, you couldn't put a 5 there. And a 7 is 1, 2, 8, 9. Or I guess it's 1, 8, 2, 9. Oh, 8 makes this a 1, 9 pair.
Oh, right, yeah.
So 9 comes out of those. And we get 1 in the middle here. Six. If I got a 6 on the ends, the differences are 1, 7, 2, 8, and 3, 9. And 7 is 1 or 2, which goes to 8 or 9. So 3 pairs with a 4, and 7 pairs with a 5. But if I go 1, 8, this would have to be 3, 9. And if I went 2, 9, this would be 1, 7. 1, 8, 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 8. 1, 8. 2 plus 6 is 8, so 2 is out. 2 and 9. 3 plus 6 is 9, so it's 1 plus 6 is 7. But I have a 1 and I have a 9 for sure. So 5 can be 1, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. But 1 for sure goes to 6, and 9 for sure, which goes down to 4. 2, 3, and 7, 8. And the 7 is out, and the 8 could be out. 3 and 2. And then I have a 4. Be 3, 4, 5, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I know that 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 8, 7, 9. I have a 7 here. But how far apart are these? 4 and 6 are apart by 2, not 4.
Right.
And this is regardless of orientation. So I can't put a 6 on the end.
So now
because
that
then the
becomes 3,
4
4,
won't
5.
work. I think that logic is fine. Is there any... Did any of that sound incorrect? Because that was, if I put a 6 on the end, then I have to
Right.
get this in one of the fashions, and then that was the 7, then that gives the options for a 5, which has to be like this, and then 6, 5, 4, and then how could I make 4 work? Because 4 plus 4, well, clearly, you couldn't do a 4 anyway. So the lowest digit would have to be a 5, which would pair with a 9, which is clearly broken. Okay. So 6 is out, 4 is in the middle, 3 and 5 makes that a 2. 6, 7, 9, 8. Not a 9, because the 9's here. So that's a 9. 6, 7, 8, triple. 2 takes a 2 out of here. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 7. 8. Yes. So now these differ by 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 4, so the largest digit is a possible 5. That would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as my middle. I can't have a 6. And now 1, 3, 4, 5. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Although I guess 2 going to 4 isn't allowed. But you can go 1, 3, 5. The 2, 4, 6 is 5, 7. Depending on the orientation there. And now this is 5 or 7. You cannot have 5 in either direction for that. So, 4 is the largest possible value. And you couldn't have 5 in either direction. And then 1, 3, and 4 plus 5 are 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. But, except not a 7 because there's no 2. So that would be 6, 8, 9. And a 7 limits options quite a bit there if it ends up being a 7. Oh, but I took 5 out. And 5 was the largest digit. So 1, 3, 5, and 1 is out there as well. No. You can go 1, 3, 5 here. I took 5 out. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus, so you can't have a 9 here as the largest digit, if this one's the largest digit. You go 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 7, 4. Uh-oh. 4 plus 2 is 6. You can't have 4 in either direction. Because 8 minus 2 is 6, so that's out. So 1 plus 3, or 3 plus... Hold on, I made this super confusing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I do 2 steps up. 5 is the largest. 2 and 4 are out, because 2 is seen by the 2, and a 4 would lead to a 6. So, these have to all stay on, 3, 5, and 7, and then 7, 5, 7, and 9. And then, if this one was the smallest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for the same reasons it can't be 2 and 4, so it stays odd, going to 3, 5, and 7, going to 5, 7, and 9. Okay. Then, because of the 5, 7 split over here, if this was a 5, it would not work in either case. So, 5, and this was the highest digit in this version, so 3 and 1. And 5, this is the lowest, so that's 7 and 9. And now, if this was a 5, 9 minus 5 is 4, and 7 minus 5 is 2, and 1 plus 5 is 6, and 3 plus 5 is 8. And if it was 7, that's a 1, 8, or 2, 9. You can't use 3, or 4, or 7, or 6. Or I guess what really just matters is this side. And you can't use 3 or 7, so it'd have to be 1 or 9. 9 goes down to 2, and 1 goes up to 8. For the 7. So I think those are all of the possible options there for what can happen. And this is now 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 7 in either direction.
Right.
Or 5, 7, 9 from the top down. So I think 5 has to be in here. In fact, if there wasn't a 5, you couldn't use 3, you couldn't use 5, and 7 has to go down to 5. So, yeah, 5 is guaranteed. That's not super helpful, because it can be either 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 7, or 5, 7, 9. So that doesn't run into any roadblocks here. This 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, obviously you can't use 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, can't use 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6, 7, 9. It can't be a 2, which can't be a 6. And then this can't be 5 in either regard. And this goes 1, 4, 7, or 2, 5, 8. Those are a difference of 6. So that doesn't really interfere with this, because those are a difference of 4. There's
Right.
no real overlap. I guess that what I need to do is look at this. Well, the center digit's a 5, isn't it? Because it couldn't be on either of the differences of 5 or 7. So yeah, so that's a 5. That takes the 5s off. And the 5 takes 3 and 7 out, so it has to go 5, 7, 9. 5 would take 3 and 7 out, so it would be 1, 3, 5. This is now 5 in either direction, so 3 and 1. And if this is 1 or 9, oh, then this is 7, this is 5. 1, 2, 8, 9. This is 5, so that would be 4 or 6. 1 plus 5 is 6,
Yes.
and 9 minus 5 is 4. And these have a difference of 5.
Column 9 has a 1-9 pair.
9 pair, so the 1 is out, and that was plus 4 to be 5. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 3 is 7. And and alright, so one of these has a difference of 5. This one we know has a difference of 5. So 1, 3, if this is the lower digit, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the higher digit, it's 6, 7, 8. And 1 plus 7 is 8, or 2, 9. And 1 plus 5 is 6, and 8 minus 5 is 3. 4 plus 5 is 9. And capital versions, or I guess not capital versions, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is 2 plus 5 is 7, and 9 minus 5 is 4. So 1, 3, and 6. there's no overlaps. The other 5, which let's say, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's say it's this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7, 8, 9. Is ignore the fact that 6 is highlighted as C. So if this was the 5, and we're doing the lower digits, then 1 with 6, and 8 with 3. So then 2, 4, and 7, 9. And since I went to parallel it with this one, I'm going to highlight these. I don't want to highlight. Then the and then the other version is going to be 1, 3, 6, 8. And again, we ignore the placements because it's whichever direction it goes here. And then the 3 is going to be, so the smaller of the 2 digits can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 minus 3 is 6, so it's 1 through 6. And it can never be a 5, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 is out from both. And 5 minus 3 is 2, and 5 plus 3 is 8. And I don't know if that's a problem, because there's 2 options over here,
Right.
which is 2, 7, and 4, 9. Which I guess the other 5 is 2, 7, 4, 9, which ends up being a quad. So 4, 7, and those are the higher digits. So that would be 1 and 4. And I know I can't use 3. And so this would have to be 6, 9. As the 3. And the capital versions, again, we have 1, 3, 6, 8, or the superscript. I don't know why I forgot the word superscript. But 1, 3, 6, and 8 are a quad. So we have 1, 3, 6, 8, 2, and 9, and 5. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait a second. In the non-superscript version, where does 3 go?
Well, in the superscript version, where does 4 go?
It would be 4, 7.
Oh, okay.
But where does 3 go in the non-superscript version?
Right. I'm not
It would
seeing a
have to
3.
go with the 3, wouldn't it? It would have to be a 3, 6 here. Because again, also, where does 6 go?
It was
That
6,
doesn't have a
yeah.
6.
And
But you
that
can't
doesn't
do
work
3,
because
6.
that's a
Okay.
difference of 3.
Right. So this ends up being 2, 9. And 1, 3, 6, 8. And the 5 is also 1, 3, 6, 8. And the 3 is 4, 7. So 7 and the 4, 6 and 1, 6 and 1. 1, 6, or 3, 8. It's not really going to be a problem with this one, I don't think. And I don't think the 5 is going to be problematic in either of these directions because there's fewer restrictions on it. I could be wrong. Oh, where does 9 go in this box? This would have to be 3, 6, 9 to have a 9. This 9 over here sees the middle, and this would have to be 5, 9. So that takes 9 out of this one, because you'd have a 5 here, and the 1, 9 takes it out of the other one. So this ends up being a 9. In a long-winded, roundabout way. Oh, this is 6 or 7, so this can't be a 5 anymore.
Well, in box 8, the 5 is going to either have to go on one of the diamonds, which would be the one with the 3, which would be 3, 8, or 5, 8. No. Yeah, 5, 8. Or it's
5 can still land on the bottom.
Or it can be on the bottom with the 9s.
If it is on here, it would be 2, 5, or 5, 8. Like you said, it would have to be a 3.
Right. Well, it looks like 2 is on the bottom of box 2.
Yeah.
4 is on the bottom of box 3.
Oh, what's left over in box 3? 1, 9, 2, 4, and 8. And have a 5 here. It's the other 6, 7. 3,
Well, 5 has
5.
to go there, in that row. So 5 has
3.
to go, yeah.
6, 7 pair. So now we know what these 3 are. 8, 3, 5, 4, 1, and 9. Makes that a 2, 6, 7. And we know what these are. 3, 5, 4, 2, 6, 7, 1, 8, 9.
Column
Okay.
9 has a 3, 6, 7 triple.
So this is an 8. Minus 3 is 5. Minus is 2. And this had a 2. It's a 6, so that's a 3, 7. What's left over in here? 9, 3, 7, 2, 5, and 8 is 1, 4, and 6. 2, 6, 7, 6, 7, another 5, 2, 8, 7's just out of those. So that's a 7. 1, 5, 6 triple here.
Takes the 5 out of.
Right. What's left over? 9, 7, 3, 1, 5, 6.
1,
5,
3,
2, 4,
and
8.
9.
And got a 2, 9 here. That takes that 2 out. And the 9
out.
Oh, 1, 4, 6 makes that a 5. And you know what these 3 are? 9, 2, 5, 1, 4, and 6. There are 3, 7, and 8, and
1, 2, 5, 6.
1, 2, 5, 6 out of 5 of them. And oh, the 5 did end up on a diamond here. 3, 7, 5, 8 out of 4. So that ends up being 2, 5, 8. 5, 8. So it's going to have to be 5, 8 for the 3. Yeah, because the 2, 5 forced it to be an 8.
Right.
So, okay, so now we just have to consider the 5s, which the 5 is clearly not going to be on the 5. And 6 minus 5 is 1, which is not in the bottom row. And now it's 1 plus 5 is 6, and 8, but 2 plus 5 is 7. So this ends up being a 2, 5 pair, and this ends up being a 3 and a 7, 8 pair. 3 is out, 3 plus 5 is 8. But 7s, because it's going to be 2, 7 for the 5, and 4, 7 for the 3. So we know that 7s are actually out of both of these, placing a 7 here. This is the same logic applies in both of these.
Right, yeah.
One, 6, 8, 9 makes this a 2. Still be 3, 8. Oh, wait, no. Oh, 3, 6 pair makes this a 5. Or those 2 5s did out of there. So what's left over? I kind of wanted to know what's left over in that box, but it seems like it's a lot of digits, so.
Well, why don't we just do column 7?
But there's a 3, 7 pair here, which makes that a 6.
Oh.
That's going to be 7,
Yeah.
3. This isn't a 6, 7, which means this counts up, down, 6, 7, 4, 1, 9, 8, 7, 4. Now 4 and 7. And now this isn't 7, so this is 4, 7. Now the orange comes away because this is 3 and 5, 5, 8, 2, 7, 6, 2, 1, not 1s, 6, 6, and these are 5s. So this isn't a 1, that's not a 1. 3, 8 pair makes that a 1. 6, 1, 9, 6, 4, 1, 6. Both of those aren't 4. So that is 3, 1, 9, 8, 9. This is 2 or 8. It's an 8. I don't see a 1 in here, which is one of those two. I don't see a 2, which is also one of those two, so it's fixed this way. 3 is going to be here, 4, 5, and 6. And we're done. Man, that was a really hard puzzle.
Yeah.
Very nitpicky the way that these sort of operated here in the center. I mean, maybe it just took us a long time to look for those options. But even still, it really felt like we were picking them out like one option at a time before it just finally got to the end where it just sort of wrapped up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really, really challenging puzzle. But yeah, it's still a good puzzle though. But yeah, all right. Then next puzzle, the odd road to 200 by Morty. Normal Sudoku rules apply. The digits along each blue or purple line multiply to 200. Draw a one-cell wide, non-branching, orthogonally connected road that does not touch itself orthogonally, but may diagonally. The two ends of the road are given as circles. The road contains only odd digits, and the digits along the road sum to 200. Except for the circles, the road cannot visit any cell that contains a given clue, i.e. the road cannot visit the given digits in row 2, column 9, and row 9, column 1, nor any cell that contains a line segment. Alright. Road to 200. Or I guess do is I'm gonna make I guess I am just gonna make these green. It doesn't mean even though. Which might be confusing. In fact, I'm gonna say this is confusing. Gray. Okay, and these lines multiply to 200. And what are the factors of 200?
Was that 6 gray to begin with?
No, but it's not allowed to be. The road isn't allowed to touch a given clue. So
Okay, so the gray is not
yeah, not the
on.
road.
Okay.
Now 200. What are its factors? 10 times 10 times 2, and tens are 2 times 5. So we end up with 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. So I can't have any 3s or I can't put 6. I can't put okay. But I need 2 5s. So that's going to guarantee that this is a 5. And one of those is a 5. And then I need 3 2s. Multiply to 200. But 2 and 4 are automatically my 3 2s. Did I mess up? 2? Because that's 2 10s, which is going to be
8
100.
times 5 is 40, times 5 is 200.
Yeah.
1. 1.
1. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 4, and 5. I completely forgot about 1. I feel super silly. Okay, well then, I need 2 5s along here. Those can't be a 5. And I can have up to 3 2s. We go in 4 boxes. So I can have 4 1s. And we're in 3 columns. So if that was 3 1s and 2 5s, that's 5 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could put an 8 as the last digit.
Right. Alright, so 1, 2, 4, 8, and 5. Because I could technically have 3 1s, 2 5s, and an 8. Alright. Well, we've got 7 plus 9, which is 13 so far. Where do we go from here then? Because all we're told is to connect this 9 and the 7. And the 2 rivers multiply to 200. And the road sums to 200.
And it's only odds. Well, I guess knowing it's only odds means that there's an even number of cells. But I guess we get that just knowing that the distance between these two is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do I have to count the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. And you can't change the distance between these two. Get the parity of them. That's not particularly useful. Well, the sum of all of the odds, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, we add those all up, that's 25. Multiply that times 9, and that's going to give us 80 plus 45 is 225, I think. Or I guess that's 2 4s, which is 200, and an extra 25.
Yeah, it's 225.
So what odds am I missing? I'm missing a 5, a 3, as well as a 1, and another 5, plus 2 more 5s on the other river. Yeah. So, that's 20.
That's 24.
Which means that this river can have at most 1 1. Because the 200 odds are 200 of that, minus the 4 5s on the rivers, the given 3, and the 2 1s on the rivers. So if the second 5 is only 1 1, it's 1 times 5 times 5, then, and it's how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, times 2 times 2 times 2. So 4 and 8 are out on here. And that's my 1. So every
and
other...
it's a 1-2 pair on the bottom.
Yeah. But every other possible odd must be used in the row.
Oh, and column 6, that's a 2-5 pair. So that's a 1 and a 2.
Right. 1, 2, 5. And this has to be 2 5s. So this is a 2, 5, and 2. Okay. So now I have to use all of the remaining odds. So what are my remaining odds in here? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 3, excuse me, 1
Take
and
out the
5
1.
are out.
Right.
So then we have an 8. And we have to go in and out. So these have to be odd. So they can't be the 8. And these are going to have to be odd. This cannot be on the road. Neither can this one be. Because if it got in there, it wouldn't be able to get out. Which means they're even. I guess one thing I want to do
we use all of
is...
the odds except for the ones that are in gray, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In box 3, cell 3, it can't get in and out, so it's even.
We have to use all of the odds in here. And we know that this is the end of the row. So it has to both leave and... or enter and leave And it can't both enter and leave here. So I think because it has to leave this box, and it has to enter the box, it enters from over here. And then to exit, to get to this 7, it's going to have to exit from here. Well, no, because it can touch itself diagonally. It could go like that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's not an issue, touching diagonally like that anyway. Because whenever it bends, it does that. It's just not allowed to loop around like this. Oh wow, that first puzzle took, or not the first puzzle, the second puzzle took so long, it's almost 10 already.
Now, to use, it's going to have to go up and around in box 2 and down through box 5. Because it's not a closed loop. It starts and ends with the 7 and the 9. So okay, let's say it starts with the 7. It's going to have to go. It has to use all 5. Okay, it's gonna have to go like that, and then at the top, it's gonna from like the in box 8. In box 8, it's gonna have to it can't go along the bottom, but it has to take all 5 odds. So I think it's gonna be the odd is gonna be below the set. It's gonna be like that, and then the 7 has to come down and then right.
That seems very reasonable.
Which means that in box 7, it's diagonal from the 6. Because it can't touch itself orthogonally.
Right.
And it can't, in box 9, it can't go up. It would have to go right.
And now it can't leave this area. And it can't go here.
Well, yeah,
so
I was just going to say in box 5, it's, yeah.
And it could go to either of those 2. It's going to have to be this one for the final one.
Right. Now, in box 2, it only uses 4 odd digits.
Right. Which means it can take either of these 2, but it's going to have to end here, right?
Yeah, and then it's going to go into box 1.
So this can't go up. It's going to have to go left.
Right, and then up. Well, no, because that's... Oh, yeah, because that's...
That 9 would come down then. Like this.
Right. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm missing something. That's 4.
Oh.
Oh, this is too many.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5.
We've also got the 5.
Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't.
But I'm only allowed 4 in here. And I've already got my
Right.
4 even, so this top one has to be odd. Unless we mess something up. But we have to take 5 in here.
Right.
Which is half like this. Like that. Or like that. Which this one's not allowed. And that wouldn't be allowed. So if this was, if it went through this one, it would have, or I guess it could go like this, but again, that's not allowed. It's not allowed to take both of these and go like this.
Right, because that would be branching.
It can't start in this cell because we have to move.
Right.
So we know that it's not the start there, and it can't start here because it would start like this, and then have to do something like that. So this, we know this one's odd, and now it connects upwards. So now we can go like this, we can go like this, but we can't go like that. So it has to come down to here. And exit. Which means this has to be green, so it goes this way. And now all of this is green because it would touch the path again. So now it can't go down here because it wouldn't exit, and now that's green. That's how that has to work. So now this has to go up. This has to be green. It is an H, so that was correct. And it can't go here again. And it could go there. This has to go up. And I'm only allowed 2 more.
4.
So if it goes here, it goes there, and if it goes here, it goes there. So it has to go here. This is fixed. Oh, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 even, so this is odd. That just the top one. And since it has to be a path, it goes like that. Because it can't go down. And it has to be on both sides. Now I've got 3 in here. So I need to pick 2 more. And I guess I could pick these 2, and they connect there and there.
Oh, if it goes straight down column 3 of, yeah, it would have to go, well, no, yeah, and then over right one. So it connects going down. That fills
this box.
Right.
So then we pick these 2 and these 3.
And all those 3, yeah. And then whichever one, oh, it looks like column 4 has 5 odd.
Yep. And then, okay. And I need 4, so I can't reach this one. So then it has to go through this one, doesn't it?
Well,
because
there's 4 green in row 3.
okay, so that's odd, and which means it has to scrap those, and those are even, so then it has to go down. So this one ends up being even.
And row 4 has 4 green.
So then it goes like that. And these are all the evens, so that fills up, get there. That
Okay.
looks right. Then 2, 2, 2. Actually, that's just a 2. So one of these is 2. So one of
Well, and you
these
can
is
place the
2.
2 in box 9, which places the 2 in box 7.
Okay. This is 8.
In
This is
box
8.
in box 4, the 9 is going to be in one of those 2, so the 9 can't be below it in box 7.
Which is going to force this to be a 9. 3 and 7.
Why did it force that one to be a 9?
3, 7, 9 triple.
Oh, right. Okay.
This is the 1 and the 5. Those have
Yeah.
to be. I don't know what that tried to do.
I don't know, but that was...
One of these had to be a 9, or 9 had to be one of these, so that ended up being 9. 3, 7, 9, and not a 3.
Yeah, but what about 1? Couldn't it have been 1 or 9 in
Uh,
that box?
Here or here?
That one up there. In
No,
box 4.
the one over here.
Oh, one there. Right, yeah. Okay, never mind. I totally didn't see that.
This is.
That's
These are all the evens. This isn't a 4. And these are all the evens. That's a 1. That's a 4, which ends up being even. 4, 8.
well, column 3 orange is 3, 5, and 7. So that's, yeah.
8 on 8. 8. 8. 8 on 8. 8. 8. 8. 6. 2.
I suppose you could just pop up the oranges and put 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 in them.
True. Although, I'm going to affect these.
Right,
9.
yeah.
Turn 1s. 5. 7. 5. 9. Apparently this was a 7. Yeah. 9. 1, 3, 1. 7, 9 pairs, so that's 5. 3, 5. 7, 3. 7, 3. 9, 5, 7, 9, 5, 1, 3, 9, 5, 7, 9, 3, 7, 9. That's suddenly all our odds. What am I missing on the evens? 4, 6. This one's different, so it's that one. Oh, 4, 6 means that's an 8. 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 4, 4, 6, 4, 4s, not 4s, 4s, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 6, 8. Cool.
And it's 4 minutes till 10.
I was actually really worried when we started this puzzle. It seemed a lot harder at the very start. But, yeah, all we needed to do was get this path in, and then, yeah, the conflict checker did a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yes.
But, I mean, it's not exactly doing anything that we wouldn't be doing already, so,
Right, it
it
just lets
just,
us see it.
yeah. And I think the logic is much more, like, this type of logic is much more interesting than just simply hunting for, oh, there's already a 1 in this column. Let's remove all of the options where the 1 could go. So,
Yeah.
because, I mean, when it came to, like, doing standard Sudokus, that was one of the things that just sort of, like, made me stop enjoying standard Sudoku, was just doing the whole, like, okay, where is there already a 1? Okay, take that out. And like, that sort of stuff. So, like, it just wasn't. Because, like, in that regard, you might as well just do the, like, if there were automatic pencil marks, just tap that until it solves the puzzle.
Right. Well, it's like on Brain Bashers. I used to
Mm-hmm.
to like the killer Sudokus a lot,
Yeah,
but I've gotten so used to doing the stuff on here that makes things so much easier.
yeah,
And it's like, oh man, I have to go to each one and eliminate this and eliminate that, and I have to go over.
yeah, yeah. There's definitely um, the the software that Sven Newman made for the Sudoku pad is very nice.
Yes, it is.
The the only thing that I miss from the Brain Bashers website is being able to just automatically highlight all of the cells that have a pencil marked 4 in it, for example. So there's a few ways to go about it, although I think having watched Simon and Mark, mostly Simon, who Mark's a bit more likes his pencil marks a little bit more. But especially watching Simon solve Sudokus, or these types of variants of Sudoku, like the putting in lots of pencil marks tends to be bad. It seems to have been kind of the theme, I guess. But
Yeah.
right, these were really good puzzles today. Really happy with having solved those. Especially the middle one. That one was really hard. And this one, the logic here was really fun to go through. But yeah, all right then. Anything else before we sign off for tonight?
Not that I know of.
Cool. I guess I don't need to continue recording this Sudoku. But if you have nothing else, then we will be back on Thursday, most likely. Do you think you're going to have any conflicts on Thursday? Or won't know until the day of?
Um,
And
I
if you
don't
don't,
know right now.
so
Yeah.
perhaps maybe we reschedule Thursdays, maybe starting
Let's
next
see.
week.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, well, and we'll figure out
I,
the timing
like I
later
don't know what
once.
day we would switch to.
So we'll figure
unless
that
we switch
out.
to Saturday.
We can figure that out later.
Yeah.
But for now, I think that is going to be the end of the stream. So anyone who watched, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all them fancy YouTube things, share the video, etc., etc., and drive.